To say that a lot happens on Twitter every day would literally be an understatement. But perhaps for the first time, Elon Musk has at least tried to give some sense of which direction he wants the company to head. He did that Twitter Spaces. Do we have a better idea of what he plans now?
Actually, yes, because this is the first time he's moved out of Twitter, so to speak, and talk about Twitter. He held up spaces where he spoke about his future plans, whether he wants to make it a super app, what he has plans for advertisers, making money for Twitter. So we did get a lot of insight from the spaces.
We want Twitter to be not just truthful, but also interesting and entertaining. And we will stop anything that is not truthful, interesting, or entertaining, or at least relegated to where you don't really see it much. You can still look at unverified, just as in your Gmail or whatever. You can still look at the sort of probable spam folder, but that is you'll have your inbox of highly likely to be relevant, and then you can still look at all the others, but it will default to the highly relevant category, which will be verified.
I'm talking about advertisers. Now, advertisers have been a little wary given the fact that he has now taken over. Were their concerns somewhat assuaged?
Ever since he bought or he acquired Twitter, there have been concerns from advertisers. Some have actually paused advertising. Musk in the spaces did reach out to them and allayed some of their fears by saying that the biggest problem with Twitter has been the problematic content, which comes from fake accounts, misinformation, and all that. And he said that he is working towards eliminating all that.
Now, what about the blue tick? Now, paying $8, he's talked about that. He also introduced a badge called the official badge. He literally rolled it out and then revoked it.
Right.
So it sends really confusing signals.
It does. Yesterday, only a Twitter executive had actually detailed the plan about the official accounts, labeled accounts, and paid accounts. Musk immediately said that this is rather confusing, and according to him, the blue tick is a great leveler, which is why he wants to keep it only to a blue tick rather than going into grey, official, or other labels, so to speak.
But there is one question people have. If somebody who is actually impersonating another person pays $8,
right,
then gets the blue tick, then how is he actually solving the problem of impersonation?
He's actually not. He ends up making money because if, say, you or I have a verified account, we have to pay that $8. And if a third person impersonates that account gets suspended, and Twitter ends up being with the $8, and the verified account remains suspended.
So eventually, Twitter will probably be making money off the people who are impersonating other people, and they will also suspend them. So it's a win-win situation for Twitter. But what about the big everything app that he was talking about?
It is something which Musk, before acquiring Twitter, also said that he wants to make a super app, which now has become an everything app. And without taking any names, he did say that he aspires it to be the WeChat of what is it in an app in China, where you can hail cab rides, make payments, chat, anything and everything. He wants Twitter to become that app.
He has followed on a path where literally keeping track of what Elon Musk is tweeting every day, literally every hour sometimes, is tough.
Right.
How do you track what's going on at Twitter?
It's literally impossible because he's always has been a prolific tweeter, so to speak, and ever since he's taken over, there was a report yesterday saying that he could end up tweeting 750 times a month. So it's really impossible right now to keep a track. But in the other sense, it is also interesting to see how what his vision for Twitter is and how it will actually evolve.
Now, one thing that does give people hope is that Elon Musk comes from the background of having built PayPal. And
True.
If that's a system that he can work on and bring into Twitter, then will the app actually end up making money?
It's way too early to actually say about that because, payments is a totally different ball game. And Twitter is, at the end of the day, a social media platform, even though Musk has significant experience and he actually hasn't detailed what his plans are about it. So, as I said, it's too early to say whether Twitter can become a payments app also or not.
All right. Well, on another note, President Biden was asked a question on the foreign funding that comes into Twitter, and this is what he had to say on it.
I think that Elon Musk's cooperation and/or technical relationships with other countries is worthy of being looked at. Whether or not he is doing anything inappropriate, I'm not suggesting that. I'm suggesting that it's worth being looked at. But that's all I'll say.